Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Thomas Egan. I am the Senior Assistant Director of Admission here at MCPHS Boston. I am one of the people who reads all of your applications that you will be submitting to us. So thank you very much for joining us again. With me is one of our fantastic student workers, Ryan. So Ryan, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Thank you, Tom. Hi, everyone. My name is Ryan. I'm a current third-year pre-medical health studies student on the MD pathway here at MCPHS Boston. And I'm very excited to help Tom out with this presentation today and asking him questions that he'll be able to answer for all of you. I did apply back in 2019, fall of 2019 to MCPHS. It was a very smooth application process, a lot of help from the counselors here, and I'm happy to do the same thing right now.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. So what we're going to do right now is walk you through the entire application process. So starting with where do I go to apply, and then ending with some frequently asked questions that Ryan is going to ask me that he found helpful or that he remembered having as an applicant. So I am going to share my screen and show you the process, and then we'll jump into the questions in a few minutes. So give me one moment and we will get started. All right. Excellent. So when you start the process, where do you go to start your application? So what you're going to do is go to our website right here, mcphs.edu. I already took the first step for you. So when you get to the page, you can check out all of our fantastic website and all the information we provide. But for your case, you're going to go right to the top here and click on apply. Once you click on apply, this will bring you to the 4 different application options here. So you see freshman applicants, transfer applicants, international applicants, and graduate applicants. If you're unsure of what category best suits you, we have students from all over the world of all ages who are entering their career in higher ed at different times. If you're not sure, pick the one that you think is most applicable. But when in doubt, feel free to reach out to the admission office and ask which one would be best, because we'd be more than happy to guide you along and tell you which one would fit your student profile. But for now, we're going to click on the freshman applicant button. So we click right here, and that will bring you to the 2 options. Now, most of you will be filling out a common application because it is meant for you to fill out once and then be able to be sent to all of the schools that you're applying to. So the 2 options would be you click the button here for the common application, or you could fill out our MCPHS internal application. So if you don't want to do the common app, or you aren't using it, or you just want to apply to us directly, feel free to click on this and it brings you directly to the MCPHS application. But for now, we're going to click on the common application and show you the next step. So this will bring you to the Common App page for MCPHS Boston. It gives you an overview of the school and hopefully some information that you've already seen about us, but things like programs, student experience, location, region, all of that. But once you get here, if you already know all that information, you could go ahead and click Apply for First Year. Once you click that, it will bring you to a login page. So unfortunately, I am not applying to MCPHS, so I don't have a login, but you will be, chances are you will already have been provided a login to access all of your Common App documents and applications. So what you're going to do is whichever email you chose to use and whatever password you pick, you will go ahead and log in, and that will bring you right to the page to fill out and submit that MCPHS application. And once you submit the MCPHS application, you will get an email from MCPHS saying, please create your student portal. And so what the student portal is, it's something that allows you to track the status of your application. So I'm going to get into that in 1 second. But right now, I'm going to show you what the application portal looks like. Okay, so this is the MCPHS application portal. So what will happen is you submit your Common App. Fantastic. Everybody's excited. Step 1 is done. The next will be when you get the email from MCPHS, you will see set up your application portal. And once you do that, it's very similar to setting up the Common App, where you provide an email and a password, and then you're allowed to log in and check the status anytime. Once you create that, this is what you'll see. So this will be the main page, and it allows you to track the status of your application to MCPHS. So you may be thinking, why do I need to create the portal? Well, for the Common App, sometimes you could submit documents before you have your entire application completed. So a lot of our deadlines, including the rapidly approaching Early Action 2 deadline, Those are submission deadlines. And that means that you only have to submit documents and don't have to have a complete application to qualify for it. So what does that actually look like? So if you are still waiting for a recommendation and it's November 28th and you're saying, you know, my counselor said they'd get it back to me, but I don't have it yet. I want to meet this deadline. What you could do is submit the rest of the information you have, like shown here, your transcripts, and that way you still qualify for the early action deadlines, and then you could see when your recommendation will be arriving. The reason we do this is some people prefer to submit documents in different ways. Some people will mail a copy, some will use an online service, some will email them to the counselor directly, whatever it may be. This allows you to track the entire process. And so if you look on here, this will show you what is still missing and what we need from your application. If something here seems off, so for example, our example here has recommendation, Marshall University in West Virginia. If you're thinking, I know my counselor sent over my recommendation 2 weeks ago, but it's not checked off, don't hesitate to call the admission office. It may have been something as simple that the mailroom's backed up or that it arrived today and it just takes 24 hours for your portal to refresh, excuse me. If you do have any questions or something seems off, do not hesitate to contact the admission office, and one of the counselors, either myself or one of my peers, will walk you through, well, actually not walk you through. We will let you know exactly what to expect and what the timeline will be on where your document is and if it's uploaded. But this is a way to track the entire process for your application from beginning to end. All right, so you submit the application, your checklist is officially complete, and when you log on, you see complete application. So what is going to happen next? So we're actually going to get into a bunch of frequently asked questions because that, as you can imagine, is one of the most frequently asked questions. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and ask my friend Ryan to come back in and join me. Ryan has a couple questions that he thought would be most helpful as the one between both of us who has done this the most. So we're going to go through those questions right now. So Ryan, go right ahead.
Thanks, Tom. So one of the biggest questions that I initially had was, what happens right after I apply?
So once you apply, you get the student portal. We went through all that information. Fantastic. Once you complete the application, you can expect to receive a decision from MCPHS sometime between 4 to 7 weeks. We say 4 to 7, which sounds like a large range because we are coming up against a large December holiday, and so the school does close from then. But if you're after that, the decision timeline is typically 4 to 7 weeks. And what you will receive is an email that brings you to your student portal saying, congratulations, you've been accepted to MCPHS, and then you will get a hard copy of the decision letter in your mail. And again, that will be within 4 to 7 weeks after submitting a complete application.
Thank you, Tom. When do I hear about being accepted?
So again, 4 to 7 weeks. However, if there's something holding you up where you need to complete a class, or you want us to have another document that won't be available for a few months, what you need to do is just let us know what you are waiting for or what the timeline is. And so if it's something that will take longer to 4 to 7 weeks, that's not a problem. We know that everybody is a different situation. So typically it would be that 4 to 7 week window that I stated. But if you need more time, if something comes up, if anything interrupts the process, let us know. We've seen almost everything in the admission office. So standard, you can expect the 4 to 7 week delivery of an acceptance email and letter. But anything after that, reach out to us and we may be able to, we can hold your file and do whatever we need to get you a decision as quick as possible.
That's awesome. Thank you. So what happens after I'm accepted to the program that I applied to?
All right. Well, then the ball is in your court. So we hope that you immediately run to our website and then claim your spot in the program. But what you could do is, I'm sure there'll be some decision making. You chat with your parents, and when you finally decided that, yes, I am going to attend MCPHS Boston, you go right to our website again. You log in with your student credentials and you say, submit your deposit today. So once you're accepted, you still have to claim your spot in the program so that the program does not fill up. And you do that by going to our website. It'll be very easy, just like I showed you with the application. It'll be the same process as far as submitting a deposit. You go ahead, click submit your deposit today. It's as simple as buying something online. You just enter the info that you'd like, whether it's a credit or debit card or a checking account or savings account. You click submit, and then as soon as you click submit and you get the confirmation email, you have claimed your spot at MCPHS Boston. And you have up until May 1st to do that. However, I strongly recommend not waiting until May 1st because some of the programs may fill up. So if you know you want to attend MCPHS and you apply for early action 2, which is December 1st again, and you get your decision the 3rd week of January or the 4th week of January, the day you get that decision, you can literally go the next morning to your portal and click submit and to submit that deposit to make sure that nobody else will get your spot in the program. So you have until May 1st to submit the deposit, but I strongly recommend as soon as you make that final decision to claim your spot by submitting that deposit.
Excellent. Thank you. Is there any other paperwork that I should be doing after I claim my spot?
So what I would recommend is if you haven't already started filling out the FAFSA, so the free application for federal student aid, I recommend doing that right now. However, you have until March 15th to finish that information up. The reason I stress doing that as early as possible is because a lot of people want to know the actual dollar cost as to what they will owe. So when you get the decision letter from us, in that 3rd or 4th sentence of the letter, you will receive your merit scholarship from MCPHS. And so the other end of that is the financial aid packet that you'll qualify for. A lot of people like to know, okay, I received X amount of merit scholarship. What do I receive from the federal government as far as aid from them? So the FAFSA will come back. I recommend doing that now so you can get it back in late January or early February. And then you get that back. And so you combine the merit scholarship with what you qualified for in federal aid, and then you see what the actual cost to attend is. So if you need more time to gather your financial information, it'll be a tax return from the past 2 years. For the parents out there, that will probably be more applicable. You need to gather that information and submit the FAFSA so you know exactly what you qualify for in federal aid. And that way, when you look at the merit scholarship and you look at the financial aid, you understand what the yearly total to attend MCPHS will be. And hopefully that allows you to make a decision once you know the final cost. So what I would say is complete the FAFSA, complete any loan information, or start the loan process if you know that you are going to go to MCPHS and you need to take out some loans. We are here to guide you through that process. So what you could do is after you get your merit scholarship and your financial aid, even if you haven't gotten your financial aid already, you can schedule an affordability with us at MCPHS Boston, where myself or one of my colleagues will walk you through all the payment and financial information. So we'll go through what you qualified for in federal aid if you've completed the process, what you qualified for in scholarship, and then what the yearly estimated cost will be so that you can actually budget while you're making a final decision. And then between that, it's just up to you preparing for the fall. So we want you to make that decision and then contact us, and we will go through all of the financial information together. But let's get you into the school first and complete that application.
Excellent. So I went to the open house event on campus, and there was a residence hall that I really enjoyed looking at. How do I ensure that I get that residence hall after I've been accepted?
Great question. So what you're going to do is you will, same way you put down your deposit to claim your spot in the program, if you want to live in campus housing, which is guaranteed for all freshmen, but not required. So it's totally up to you. What you'll do is put down the housing deposit. So it will literally be the button below, submit your enrollment deposit. You click submit your housing deposit. Same process, click submit, you get the confirmation email. And then within 48 hours, you will get an email that is sent to you and also available on your student portal. That will be the student housing survey. And what you do then is you complete the survey and tell us a little bit about yourself and what type of housing you're looking for. So for Ryan's example, if you saw our Matricaria dorm room and you said, that's perfect for me, I want to live there, you put Matricaria as your first choice, and then whatever your second and third choice would be. What we also do is ask you to tell a little bit about yourselves. Like, are you a night person? Are you a day person? Do you have anybody you want to live with? If you do, both of you just fill out identical information and say that. If you want to go the random route, you just continue on the form and say, you know, I would like to live with somebody from my major or from my state. And we pair people based off of what they filled out, the information. So the dorm they like and the person they want to live with, or if they want it totally random, just based off the personality and the survey you completed right there. And then we let you know about your housing assignments in the early summer. So if you're waiting to hear back, it does take quite a while to put together, but we will let you know in the early summer. Again, that will be sent to your student portal about your housing decisions and where you ended up.
Excellent. Is there anything else that I should be doing at this time?
So I already said it before about filling out the FAFSA, but I can't reiterate that enough because that is a process that ties people up the most. And the conversation about finances can be the most uncomfortable. So I always say complete the FAFSA as soon as you can. And then once you know you want to attend MCPHS, do not hesitate to put the deposit down. Like I said before, and I know I'm repeating a lot of things, it is important that you claim your spot so that the decision is yours to attend. You don't want to wait around and maybe, you're not too sure and then the program fills up. I would say complete the FAFSA so you get your financial aid package back as soon as possible. And then once that happens, which will be for a little while, you schedule that affordability appointment with us. So even if you think that you understand everything, all the financial info makes sense, you've reviewed it, let us walk you through it just so everything is crystal clear. And if you already knew all the information we covered, fantastic. You'll just be even more knowledgeable now after that. But a lot of families found it helpful. So complete that FAFSA. And then as soon as you get the results of that financial aid application back, schedule an appointment with us to go through all the financials. And then we will help you make the next step.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Tom.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ryan, for the frequently asked questions. I hope that was beneficial to everybody out there. Again, my name is Thomas Egan, Senior Assistant Director of Admission here. If you have any questions or any doubts or absolutely anything on your mind, do not hesitate to call the admission office. We are here to get you from the start of the process to here in the fall, so there are no bad questions. So if there's anything we could do to help, do not hesitate to contact us. You can find our information on the website at the main number, and we look forward to seeing those applications. So thank you so much.